How's it going, YouTube? Sick Eric back again with another episode, and today we're going to be doing a spec comparison between the Note 20 Ultra and the OnePlus 8T. Both of these really great devices, some of the best from 2020 and going into 2021 as well. Really excellently spec phones, really nice, fast and snappy. Two of the fastest ones that are out right now, if you're not counting the S21 Ultra, but these are really nice phones. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the displays on both of these. So with the Note 20, it does have a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED display, 120 Hertz, and it is HDR10 compatible. You get a resolution of 1440 by 3088. And you get a pixel density of 496. It is covered in Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, which is the latest and greatest from Corning. You do have an always on display, which is really nice, and you can go up to 120 Hertz when you are running the full HD only. So you can't do 120 Hertz in QHD, but this display can handle a QHD 1440. It is that, but you will get dumbed down to 60 Hertz, so keep that in mind with the Note 20 Ultra. Going on over to the OnePlus, you do get a 6.55-inch fluid AMOLED display. It is 120 Hertz as well, HDR10 Plus as well, and you do get a resolution of 1080 by 2400 with 402 pixels per inch. This one is covered in Gorilla Glass 5, and you do have an always-on display on this one as well, as you can see right there. Both are really nice. Colors are great on both of them. They both get bright enough when you're outside, and they both get dim enough if you want them to get really dim, as you can see right there. So really nice displays on both of them. You'll probably be seeing a display comparison flash on your screen between each one, but yeah, to each his own. A lot of people like the OnePlus, a lot of people like Samsung, and vice versa. Some people don't like OnePlus displays, some people don't like the Samsung ones. It just depends on your preference. For me, the colors on both of these are just great. Of course, Samsung makes some of the best displays around, but the OnePlus is definitely really nice and not far behind. As far as dimensions go, the Note 20 is definitely the biggest phone here. This thing is absolute beast, and it feels really nice in the hand though, even though it is so big. A lot of people don't like those corners. But as far as dimensions go, you do get 6.49 inches across and 3.4 wide with a 0.32 inches thick, so it is really thin, probably just as thin as the OnePlus. As far as dimensions go, it does weigh about 7.34 ounces, so really nice. IP68 water and dust resistance, and so you do get that Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and on the back. Apparently it might have a stainless steel frame, but I'm not sure about that. It might be aluminum, but the specs are saying stainless steel. It doesn't feel like it. It might feel like it might be a little bit heavier. But on the OnePlus, you do get a 6.33 inches tall, 2.92 wide, and 0.33 inches thick. So yeah, they're pretty much almost about the same thickness. The Note 20 is definitely a lot taller and a lot wider than the OnePlus as far as that goes. Gorilla Glass 5 on the back with an aluminum frame, so really nice. Go ahead and do a little walkthrough. You get your USB Type-C's at the bottom. On the Note, you get a speaker and your stylus, and on the OnePlus, you do get your speaker and SIM card tray on the bottom, and you also get a couple mics on each one. On the right hand side, you do get your power and volume on the Note, and you get your alert slider and your power button on your OnePlus. Alert slider has always been my favorite of OnePlus devices. You can switch between vibrate and everything. Up top, you get your SIM tray, micro SD card on the Note, and another microphone. On the OnePlus, you just get the microphone. Left hand side of the Note, you get nothing. On the OnePlus, you get your volume rocker. And on the back, you do get your cameras with your OnePlus logo and OnePlus branding at the bottom. On the Samsung, you just get the Samsung and your big camera hump on the back. And you also get another microphone right here where the camera meets the black back glass. So really nice design on both of these. They both look really nice. You do get a frosted glass on the OnePlus compared to the glossy on the Note, but this is just this Note. If you get the Mystic Bronze, you're going to get that frosted glass on there. I like white, so I went ahead and chose this color. Really nice. And they both do have in-display fingerprint sensors, so keep that in mind. The Samsung is an ultrasonic, OnePlus is an optical fingerprint sensor, and they both work really well. As you can see, let's go ahead and give it a test. Both really fast. OnePlus is probably a little bit quicker, but the Samsung is a little bit more, I guess, secure. As far as platform goes, the Note 20 has been upgraded to Android 11, and that was on a recent upgrade, One UI 3.0. Really nice software, and you do have the Snapdragon 865 Plus over here on the Note. 12 gigabytes of RAM, and this variant has 128 gigabytes of internal storage that is expandable via micro SD card. So really nice on the Note. They're not including micro SD cards anymore on the new Samsung devices, unfortunately, but you still get it on here. And personally, I think this is a really great option if you're thinking about getting an S21. You do get an Adreno 650 GPU over here on the Note. And going on over to the OnePlus, it is running Android 11, which is Oxygen OS 11, and you do get the Snapdragon 865, which is not that far behind from the Plus version. So really nice over here on the OnePlus, and it is their new UI, which is a little bit based off of Samsung's UI, as you can see right there. Very similar almost to where it brings everything down with the little menu up top and the settings. So really cool on both of these. They're both fluid. Like the OnePlus just always feels really fast. Adreno 650 as well on the OnePlus GPU, and this variant is a 12 gigabyte of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage. The OnePlus has UFS 3.1 storage, and the Note, I believe, has UFS 3.0. So really nice specs. They're both fast as hell. Like, both of these devices are some of the fastest phones you could get right now, and the fastest phones in 2020. OnePlus just feels so fast and smooth with that 120 Hertz and that optimization as far as the system goes. The Samsung feels really buttery smooth as well, but you do get, for me, a little bit quicker responses over here on the OnePlus. That's just my personal opinion, to each his own, but both really nice, really fast. You won't have any issues with RAM or anything freezing on you or lag or anything with either one of these. Going on over to the cameras, now this is where everything gets interesting. The Note, we're going to start off with the Note's cameras. We're going to start off with the first camera is going to be a 108 megapixel main sensor with an aperture of f1.8. You also get a 12 megapixel periscopic telephoto with an aperture of f3.0, and this gives you your 5 times optical zoom and 50 times hybrid zoom on here as well. And then you also get a 12 megapixel ultra wide aperture of f2.2. You can record up to 4K 60 and 30, and you also can record up to 8K on the rear facing camera, which is the 108 megapixel. You do get laser autofocus as well, which fixes all the focusing issues that the S20 Ultra had, and you do get a flash on here as well. So really nice, excellent cameras. You might be seeing some pictures flash on your screen taken on each one of these devices, comparing the two. So really nice. 8K 24 frames per second, 4K 3060, 1080 3060, 240 frames per second, 720, and all of that. HDR10 and stereo surround recording as well. Front facing camera is going to be your little cutout up here. 10 megapixel front facing camera, aperture of f2.2, and you can record up to 4K on that front facing camera as well, so definitely a huge plus right there. Going on over to the Oneplus's cameras, on the rear, your main sensor is going to be a 48 megapixel camera with f1.7. You do get your OIS and your your autofocus as well. 16 megapixel ultra wide f2.2, a 5 megapixel macro f2.4, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor f2.4. Now essentially you're only using 2 of these cameras on here, since the other ones didn't really take any macro shots. So essentially you're just using the main sensor and your ultra wide sensor. So all these other cameras, they just threw them on there to boast that they had quad cameras. Front facing camera is going to be your little cutout up here in the corner, and this is a 16 megapixel f2.4. You can record up to 1080p 30 frames per second only on the front facing camera, which is a definitely a huge bummer on there. As far as cameras go, I think the Note definitely blows the OnePlus out of the water with that cameras and the 8K and the 4K on the front and back, and that periscopic lens. Cameras on here are just absolutely insane. The OnePlus, they will get you by, and they will take decent photos and good photos and good enough photos for the average consumer. But if you're a pro and you want all those different options, pro video mode, pro camera mode and everything, you're probably going to want to go with the Note 20, just because you can get some awesome pictures taken on this and more professional looking. If you're an average consumer and you just want to take a picture and post it on social media, the OnePlus 8T will do you just fine. Going on over to sound, we do get stereo speakers on both of these. You do get Dolby Atmos on both of these as well, and both of these sound really nice. Might play some sound samples for you. On the Note, you get your bottom firing speaker, which is over here on the left, a little bit of an awkward spot. I prefer it over here, just like every other phone. That way you don't cover it up when you're listening to media. And your earpiece up here acts as your secondary speaker. OnePlus as well, you get your bottom firing speaker and your earpiece acting as your secondary speaker. Now both of these do have Dolby Atmos on here, and they both have their own different settings. Let's go ahead and go into over here. So over here on the Samsung, you get auto, movie, music, and voice. On the OnePlus, you get dynamic, movie, and music. You can also adjust the earphone style preference on there, and you can adjust it over here on as well, you know, adaptive and equalizer and things like that. So really nice that you can do that on both of these, and they both sound really great in my opinion. Features and everything, both of these are really good. They both have Bluetooth 5.1. Well, the OnePlus has Bluetooth 5.1 It supports aptX HD, so really nice. Wi-Fi 6 on the OnePlus, and all of those other things. You get USB Type-C 3.1 on the bottom. 4,500 milliamp hour battery on the OnePlus, and battery life is actually really good on here. You can get through a whole day with the OnePlus with average use, a little bit moderate, you know, depending on what you're doing. If you're playing games and taking video all day, it's not going to get you all day through it. But if you're just using it normally, this phone is definitely a beast in the battery department. 4,500 milliamp hour battery, really nice. Over here on the Note 20, you also get a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. The advantages that the OnePlus has, it does have 65 watt charging, so you're able to charge this like in 40 minutes to full 100% on the OnePlus. So that is huge difference between the Note. The Note only has, I believe, 25 watt charging, and the only difference is that the Note does have wireless charging and the OnePlus does not have wireless charging. Going back onto the Note, you get 15 watt wireless charging and 4.5 watt reverse power share, which means you're able to charge some buds or a watch on the back of the Note 20 Ultra. So really nice. As far as charging speeds go, the OnePlus has to take that win with that 65 watt charging, but if you want wireless charging and extras on here, you're probably going to want to go with the Note 20 Ultra. No headphone jacks on either one of these, sadly. There is room, there are just no headphone jacks on all of these, so you're going to have to use dongles on here. Bluetooth is really good on either one as far as listening to music and watching videos. No issues with Bluetooth connectivity or anything on either one of them. They both sound about the same. No really big differences there. They both have Dolby, like I said, so really nice. The OnePlus, I think, is IP68 on the T-Mobile variant. At least they're saying it is, so keep that in mind as well. The Note 20 does have micro SD card, and the OnePlus does not have micro SD card, so keep that in mind. You do have Samsung wireless DeX on the Note 20, which means you can connect it to a computer wirelessly, or through a cable, and make that monitor into a computer using the phone. So really cool right there. As far as features, like I said earlier, they both have in-display fingerprint sensors, and they're both really fast and reliable, so no issues. They both have facial recognition, that way you have extra security options. A lot of phones nowadays don't have that facial recognition, and I definitely prefer that. They're both really nice as far as audio goes. No issues whatsoever. They're both pretty equally matched as far as display and audio. It's just other things that make each one stand out. They both have always on displays, which is nice. I really like to have an always on display. As far as colors go, the Note 20 does come in Mystic Bronze, Mystic White, which is this color right here, and Mystic Black. And on the OnePlus, you do get this frosted silver color, and then another like a bluish color as well for the OnePlus. As far as pricing goes, the OnePlus, I believe, was about $750 or $800, and the Note 20 is at $1299. You can get some good deals on here though. You could get this on Amazon for about $10.99 and find some really good deals on the Note 20. It is definitely still worth it. Now, is it too high? Yeah, I don't suggest paying that full price for it. For me, I was able to get this Note 20 for $699 with an eligible trade-in. The OnePlus is a little bit higher than I would prefer, but it's still a really great device. It is missing some features, but as far as speed goes and performance, the OnePlus definitely kicks ass, and it definitely is worth it. Camera, it's hit or miss. It does the job well, and it's definitely not going to beat out the Note 20 Ultra. So yeah, this has been my comparison of the Note 20 Ultra and the OnePlus 8T. Both really solid devices of 2020, some of my favorites, and they're still solid going into 2021. So definitely take a break from Samsung S21 and check out these two phones. and see if you might like them. They're really good, and you could probably get some great deals on these now that they've been out for a little bit. So that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and a thumbs down if you didn't. That is quite alright. Subscribe, hit that little notification bell, all that other jazz, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.